Yo, what is going on, guys? So on today's episode, I have an absolutely delusional video for you here today of modern women trying to give ultimatums to men in order to get marriage out of them. I mean, this is absolutely hilarious. The situation for modern women has gotten so damn desperate that now they are trying to give ultimatums to men in order to get that ring, in order to get that government contract where they can screw over a man whenever they feel like it. So guys, let's jump right into this one. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. And we are going to have a bit of a laugh at this because wait until you see the man's response. Let's jump in.
Said, if you don't propose to me, you can say goodbye to me and you can say goodbye to the dog. I couldn't believe that he wasn't desperate to lock it down.
So tell them what you think.
First off, if you're gonna tell me you have by this date to marry you, you can leave. Because I am not gonna marry you when you tell me to marry you. I'm not running on your time to propose to you. Proposal is on my time.
So
if you say, as you can see, I didn't propose to you this year because you said I got until the 31st.
She wants to get married and thought it would be a good idea to give him a marriage ultimatum, but it didn't go as expected.
Ultimatums are a real thing, and I don't think we're talking about this enough because I think all of us want that, oh my God, I just really wasn't expecting this. Can you believe this? This just came totally out of the blue. I'm here to tell you 85, if not higher percentage of proposals are because of ultimatums.
Yes, guys. What better way to get commitment out of men and ensure a happy and successful long-term relationship, if not an indefinite one, than to have to give your significant other an ultimatum? Let me just say this. If you were worth marrying in the first place, you would not need to give an ultimatum to a man. Also, I actually do agree to some extent that a lot of guys are getting bullied into this. And to the dudes who are accepting these ultimatums, I wish that men actually would have more of a spine in situations like this. We have a lot of dudes out here who are simping for women, who are doing things that they shouldn't be doing or don't want to be, just because the woman said so. I think that dudes really need to increase their levels of self-respect and not tolerate this nonsense. But don't be surprised when you try and give ultimatums to men, and a huge chunk of them will say, no thank you, I'm not interested, you know, and kick rocks, as it were.
That's my hot take. I think we should be normalizing ultimatums because it's actually damaging to see all these surprised engagements because they're not real. They're not real. Literally every single person I know has given their partner an ultimatum. Yet
I think it really speaks, by the way, to this woman's friends that all of her friends have given ultimatums to their boyfriends in order to get married. Again, if you were just marriage material in the first place, this wouldn't be so much of an issue. Now, granted, a lot of guys are choosing not to get married these days because marriage is a scam that is designed to steal and rob from men. But you would have a lot easier of a time being wifed up if you were actually wife material. And by the way, I really don't expect any of these relationships to last if you have to bully a man into marrying you. Really desperate out here. Really classy ladies. Really, really top tier behavior we have here.
We're trying to pretend we're not giving ultimatums.
Don't give an ultimatum. Just leave. I know a female that tested her boyfriend with her sister. She's currently miserable, and her sister is married to her ex. My first wife gave me an ultimatum. She left me a note saying to get out because she wanted a divorce. The relationship was going very badly at the time, so I packed my stuff and left. She called later, wondering why I had left. I never saw her again, no kids in the relationship. She had nothing to hold over me and overplayed her hand. I remarried a great girl and I am happy. She stated that 80% of proposals happened because of ultimatum, and if this is the case, they are voluntarily pushing their partner to marry them for the wrong reason. Marriage
Of course they are, man. Of course they are. And the reason why women do this is because marriage is something that benefits them. Marriage is not something that benefits men whatsoever. I think a lot of men really don't understand the power that their commitment has, and that their attention and validation has. I think a lot of guys really, they go out here, they compliment women, they commit to women, they do all of this stuff, when honestly, a lot of the women don't deserve it, and nor do they respect it. You go out here and you shower a woman with attention, with validation, you prepare to get married to her like ASAP, and you know, a lot of them will just treat you like trash. I'll be honest, man. I think dudes should be a lot more caring with where they decide to put their time, attention, and resources. Because again, if you don't manage this stuff, let me just say this really clearly. Women will absolutely take the free attention. They will take the rich man wanting to marry them even though she's not attracted to him, because it benefits them. They love the attention, they love the free resources. They're not going to say no to these things. And I think it really is up to men to kind of make that discernment, because if you don't, there are people out here, particularly these women, who will try and manipulate you, rob you, and so on and so forth. Even they're not even interested half the time. That's why there are so many marriages with lack of bedroom fun, is because you have these women trying to get into these situations even though they're not actually attracted to the man. Men are just being manipulated.
Which is a huge step in everyone's life, and it should happen only when both involved are ready to do so. And that's why when women give ultimatums to a confident man, they are always surprised by their responses. Those guys won't get themselves into marriage just because their partner pushed them against the wall. They will do it on their own terms and time, so no amount of pressure will make them do something they are not ready to do. This is the reason they have to know their partner before using this tactic, as confident guys will always stand their ground and won't be moved just because there is a certain level of pressure from their partner.
I'm here to tell you 85, if not higher, percentage of proposals are because of ultimatums.
The person she is talking about was lucky, because we have covered a few videos in the channel where women gave their partner marriage ultimatum and it didn't go as expected. In one of these videos, the woman started crying when her partner helped her pack her things when she was leaving. She couldn't believe he was letting her leave. So they
Isn't that crazy, man? Woman initiates an ultimatum to try and get marriage out of a guy, and she says, listen, if you don't marry me, then I'm going to leave the relationship. I'm going to leave the house. I'm going to pack my stuff and I'm going to get out of here. And the man says, okay, not a problem. And then she cries about it and she's losing her marbles as the man helps her pack. What a kind and considerate man, by the way, helping her pack her bags. I think this is the attitude that many modern men should be adopting, to be honest with you. If people come to you with these sorts of ultimatums, I think it's very clear that they don't actually give a damn about you. I think they're trying to manipulate you into a situation that is quite honestly disadvantageous for you. It's not necessarily somewhere you want to go. And these are people who are really supposed to have your best interests at heart. Right? We're supposed to get into relationships with women who are trying to straight up manipulate us into things that are essentially life damaging. Women can leave you at any given point in time these days simply because they feel like it, and try to leave with all of the cash and prizes in the exact same swoop, as it were. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
better apply this pressure to the right man, otherwise they might regret it, as the end can be unpleasant.
So I gave him the ultimatum and I told him that if he didn't propose to me by December 31st at 11:59, that I was gonna leave. So tell them what you think.
First off, if you're gonna tell me you have by this date to marry you, you can leave. Because I am not gonna marry you when you tell me to marry you. I'm not running on your time to propose to you.
Am I the only one, just by the way, before we continue with this video here, am I the only one who finds it so damn cringe and so damn weird that these women will set up a camera and like interrogate their boyfriends with these questions and then go online to post it publicly to strangers that they don't even know? And the reason why they do this, by the way, is number one, for attention, but number two, they expect everybody to agree with them. I think this woman's an absolute clown. She's trying to give the ultimatum. They've got a kid here. I don't know. Maybe it's not even his. Who knows? But even, you know, it is. So she wants that marriage, right? She wants that security. She wants that collateral. She wants to be able to leave at any given point in time and take him for child support, alimony, everything she possibly can, any equity. I mean, people like to pretend that it's all about love, man, but these women are incredibly damn strategic. But let's continue here. Again, I find it very creepy, very cringe that women record this sort of thing.
I'm not gonna marry you when you tell me to marry you. I'm not running on your time to propose to you. Proposal is on my time.
So after.
So if you say, as you can see, I didn't propose to you this year because you said I got until the 31st. So I'm gonna wait till the 31st.
Tomorrow.
Okay, and I'm gonna wait. And what's gonna happen?
You're not gonna propose.
If you leave, then you weren't meant for me.
Okay, but
Exactly.
I feel like after a year, he should have known if he wanted to marry me or not.
Yep, and you know what? This exact conversation that you are trying to have with him right now demonstrates to him that he shouldn't marry you. This is like, you're just shooting yourself in the foot here. Really, she doesn't even understand this. You trying to bully the man into marrying you is not exactly making the best case that he should actually marry you. This is a ginormous red flag. This is such a gigantic red flag. It has lights on it. It has like everything, man. Just a giant lit up red flag sign that says, do not marry this woman. It is a bad idea. It's crazy, guys. It really is. Again, the reason why they do this is because marriage benefits the women. It doesn't benefit men whatsoever. It completely has the capability of screwing them over. And women know this. That's why they push for these things.
Okay, but
Exactly.
I feel like after a year, he should have known if he wanted to marry me or not. Like, I know we were young,
he knows he
but
doesn't want
even
to.
now, as we're older, I'm about to be 22. Well, we're both about to be 22, and he's still iffy about it, because he thinks he's right. And I think I'm right, obviously. So this is something we butt heads about all the time. So y'all let us know in the comments what you guys think.
I'm a married.
Ah, yes. But I just love the idea of having a relationship with a woman that you butt heads with. I'm so excited for that. You already know that this woman is going to butt heads with you a lot, guys. This is why it's important not to deal with these masculine women who kind of think that their decision making is always the best. And mind you, the same women who do this crap always want you to lead, right? They want you to do all of the things, but they want to be able to tell you what to do. It's just like, I don't want to date a masculine woman. I don't want to marry one. Not interested. And I think a lot of men are the same way. This guy, I guarantee you, he probably does not want to be in this relationship. I'm just going to say that now. He's probably not all that interested. That's why he doesn't really care if she walks away.
But just don't put a time limit on it or it's going further back. I tell her all the time, stop telling me to marry you. I'm going to marry you when I want to marry you. Just because you say, let's go get married right now. I'm not finna go get married. When you got until 31st to propose to me. I'm not going to propose to you by the 31st.
I didn't ask my husband to propose. He just did it randomly. It's past New Year. Did she leave? It took my man 3 weeks to decide I was his forever. Girl, I did the same thing. 10 years later, gave him the deadline and he chose to leave.
It's crazy to me, man, how women are... It's funny. It is actually so funny that they're out here giving these ultimatums and then the dudes are like, oh, hell no, I'm leaving. Don't care if it's 10 years. Also, I don't particularly believe this little story here. I think that she probably gave the ultimatum and then she was forced to leave, but then didn't, and then he left. You see what I'm saying? Right? She's painted this to make it look like he was the bad man because he left, right? She just put forward the ultimatum and then the guy left. What probably happened was the woman put forward the ultimatum and the stipulation on the ultimatum was that the relationship was going to dissolve if she didn't receive that ring. And so it dissolved, right? She probably said, actually, never mind. I wasn't serious. You know, I want to hold it together. And the dude was like, oh, hell no. You just threatened me. Get the hell out. And this is a very serious threat, by the way. This is no little thing like, oh, you have to buy me this, or I'm going to not buy you this little gift. Or it's not like a cute little exchange, you know? It's really women trying to gamble with men's futures and bully them into taking very, very serious life paths. But I want to go back to this comment as well. It took my man 3 weeks to decide I was his forever. I always caution men against marriage, and I'm going to especially caution men against getting married to women and deciding to do it in such a short period of time. I said this on the last video I recorded, or perhaps the next one, depending on the release schedule of these two videos. But dudes are out here, man, really just giving up marriage for women they don't even know. Women can hold up the crazy mask for longer than 3 weeks. Absolutely, they can withhold the crazy from you for years. Oftentimes, guys, like, please do not. It is not my suggestion to you to go out here and consider a woman marriage material after 3 weeks. Oh, hell no. That is asking for trouble, man. But let's continue.
I feel you. I don't want my marriage to be based on ultimatum. It would be hard to leave, but I would. She should know there is no reason to give her partner an ultimatum to marry her, because this is something he would have done if he was ready. She thought that applying pressure would make him change his position, but she was wrong. He didn't let the pressure move him. She probably isn't aware of it, but this is one of the quickest ways to lose a confident partner, because they usually don't like this type of dynamic in their relationship.
Yep.
They prefer when things happen organically instead of under pressure.
I mean, I'll just say this. A lot of men with self-respect, they don't like being told what to do. You know, you come along and you start commanding men to do such serious decisions, or make such serious decisions rather, and they're going to be like, screw you. It's not even, you know what? I'll say this as well. A lot of guys, if you treat them like this, even with small issues, right? You come to them and you say, hey, you have to do this or else blank. It doesn't really matter what the thing is. It's just disrespectful to begin with. And dudes who have a spine, dudes who are actually masculine and so on, they're going to hear this and they're going to say, oh, hell no, man. Like, I don't care what the thing is. The fact that you've demanded I do it or else, it's not going to happen. You know, we're not here trying to threaten each other. And if we are, how about this? Get the hell out. Right? I think a lot of guys really are out here putting up with things that they have no business putting up with. And I don't blame the dudes who have the self-respect to say, no, it's not happening. Absolutely not.
I tell her all the time, stop telling me to marry you. I'm gonna marry you when I want to marry you. Just because you say, let's go get married right now. I'm not gonna go get married. When you got until 31st to propose to me. I'm not gonna propose to you by the 31st.
She just learned that her partner isn't the type of person who is moved by someone else's will. He will do things when he wants, not when others want him to do them. Going forward, she knows this card won't work on him, so she will need to use another strategy. What makes their cases interesting is that she already gave him an ultimatum a while ago and he didn't do anything, but she didn't leave. I guess her ultimatum was without a plan, and it seems like she didn't mean it.
Okay, I appreciate all the comments. I have been crying for like the last hour, but I'm good now. We're good. We're bouncing back. And I've just been processing. I don't want to be toxic about it and be like, give me the ring or I'm out of here. We just don't roll like that. I feel like...
Wait. Weren't you just talking about giving the ultimatums earlier in the video? What happened? Oh, no. I'll tell you what happened. She probably went out here, tried to pull this ultimatum crap on her boyfriend, and got severely humbled, and he said no. I mean, what happened? All of a sudden, it was give ultimatums. Let's normalize ultimatums. Now we're going soft on the issue. I mean, of course, right? Of course.
the best course of action is to just casually bring it up, but also just stay super focused on me and being the best version of me that I can possibly be. And hopefully soon, if not, then I just have to kind of go my own way. But like, even the thought of that literally makes me cry. I just know that that's not the right answer, but I just was unsure of how to get there now.
Isn't it crazy, by the way, for a second, that modern women will be like, yeah, if he doesn't marry me, then I have to leave? It really makes you think, it really makes you think, doesn't it, guys, that perhaps, just maybe perhaps, a lot of these women are not actually looking for love. They're not actually looking for people to take care of and for them to take care of them. No, right? A lot of it really is not about love. When you really break it down and you start to have a look at these things, you start to realize that women are in business, man. I've seen a couple of these comments lately on my videos, and I have to agree. So many of these women, they're not in it for love, man. They're in it for the business. Okay, the clock's ticking. Got to get that marriage. Got to get that diamond ring. Got to get that insurance in case she wants to leave and steal all of your crap. again, the discussion of love really kind of goes out the window when you realize that women are interested in things, right? They need things to validate their positions, and also for that that sweet money at the end of it.
My own way, but like even the thought of that literally makes me cry. I just know that that's not the right answer, but I just was unsure of how to get there now. Does that make sense? I don't know. Just say your prayers for me.
I've picked many friends up off the ground when they waited years for a proposal that never came. The hardest part wasn't leaving. It was watching their men get engaged immediately after to someone else.
This is so funny to me, man. This is so funny. This is like women's worst nightmare, by the way, right? They have a dude, they really like him. They can't get a certain level of commitment out of him. The relationship or lack thereof ends, and then the dude just immediately goes and commits to another woman. Women absolutely despise this crap, man. They really, really do not like this. This hits them right where it hurts, okay? So the reason why men do this, let me just explain this for this woman right here, or any women that might not understand. I mean, who am I kidding, guys? The women aren't watching this channel looking for any sort of useful tips, are they, right? But the reason why men don't commit to you, and the reason why men don't get married to you, is because they don't actually view you as worthy of those things. Now, that sounds really awful to say. That sounds really mean. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. If a man doesn't wife you up, then chances are he didn't view you as wife material, or he didn't view it as worth the very, very large risk that modern marriage represents to men. It's really quite simple. Oh, the man didn't give me a relationship, but he gave this other woman a relationship. Yeah. He thought the other one was better relationship material than you. Really quite simple, you know?
Give yourself a deadline. And if things don't go as you hope by that deadline, then you need to leave. You're way too beautiful to be waiting on a man.
Yes,
beautiful
of
inside
course.
and out.
Yeah, guys, you're too attractive to not get marriage from a man. Oh, it's so funny, guys. It's so funny. Again, really throws out the whole discussion of love, doesn't it? When women will just leave you if you don't give them a diamond ring in time. Like, let's think about that for a second, guys. How much does love really factor into the equation when women are just going to ditch your ass because they don't get what they want? I mean, raises a lot of concerning questions, doesn't it?
Be sure not to tell him you have a deadline. Prepare yourself financially for a breakup.
I have to keep pausing this. Yeah, of course, right? Don't tell him that you have a deadline and that you're looking to get something out of him. You have to pretend like you're not trying to get something out of him. Of course, right?
If it happens, you're ready. If not, vacation money. Follow single women who are living their best life. This is a woman who realized that giving her partner an ultimatum is not the best solution to get married.
Oh, really?
Instead, she decided to become the best version of herself to help him decide whether he wants to marry her. This is the best thing she could have done, and she will eventually get her partner to get to that level at some point if she...
No, see, here's the problem that I have with this, and I apologize for keep on having to pause this, guys, because there's lots of notes to make here. This woman has said, yeah, I've got to like work on myself and all this. The problem that I have with this is I actually don't have anything against people working on themselves. You know, on this channel, I think, for example, I've said many times it's a good idea for men to get in the gym, work on their finances, take their health seriously, things like this. But the problem is, when modern women say this crap, you never really see them, for example, trying to lose weight, or trying to learn things or behaviors that men might be interested in. To them, a lot of the times, what it really is it's just a further exercise in narcissism. You know, like dudes will go out here, and when men say work on themselves, what do they mean? What they usually mean is, okay, I'm going to level up. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to make a lot of money, right? I'm going to take care of my health, both, you know, in various different ways. I'm going to educate myself, and so on and so forth. What women's usually mean when they say this stuff of, oh, I'm just going to be my best self, is usually just ending up in different dudes' beds and getting clear on what they want from a man. There actually is very little self-work that's really done there. and I don't mean to roast the women here, but let's just call it for what it is, men and women's self-improvement seems to me to be very, very different in terms of real world application. Because women's, it's usually just all about them and getting clear on what they want and all of this sort of nonsense. Let's wind it back and let's keep going.
Version of herself to help him decide whether he wants to marry her. This is the best thing she could have done, and she will eventually get her partner to get to that level at some point if she implements her plans. Unlike other women who unfortunately lost their partner just because they have decided to rush things. Most men know what they want, and we are well capable of making our decisions, so there is no need to apply any external pressure for things to happen, especially when it's something so serious like getting married. Did you notice the moment she protected her relationship when she said this?
Okay, I appreciate all the comments, and I've just been processing. I don't want to be toxic about it and be like, give me the ring or I'm out of here. We just don't roll like that.
She was talking to her followers in the comment section. It was full of women telling her to leave her man. Most women told her to give him a deadline, and if he doesn't do it by then, she should leave him.
You know what I think happened? I think she walked away. She probably tried to give her man the deadline. It didn't work out, and so now she's backpedaling, right? She's trying to take back what she said. Because this woman was, at the start of the video, man, she was all about those ultimatums. You know, let's make the ultimatum the norm. So it makes me question what happened. And probably what happened is the man said no, and now she has to make this video to try and save her relationship because she wasn't serious about the relationship. There's one thing I really dislike that people do, man. If you're going to make a threat to somebody, I think, like, people who cower out of the things that they say are ridiculous to me. Like, it just makes you look like a complete clown. You sat here and you threatened men, you threatened the dude, and you said, listen, if you don't marry me, if you don't marry us, then we're going to leave. And then the clock ticks, the time expires, and you don't leave. I think that's incredibly coward behavior, to be honest with you. So not only do you make these sorts of things, you make these sorts of threats, but you can't even follow them up. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Fortunately, she is clever enough to not listen to their advice, and she decided to protect her relationship instead. This is the reason she told them it's not how they operate in their relationship. She would rather use another strategy to get her man to marry her, not use an ultimatum as most of them advised her.
Wait, guys. Am I an idiot here? I just need to quickly compare, okay? Maybe I got the two women mixed up. I really hope that I did. Let me go take a look. We've got this woman here. Okay, let me just double check. I might have just mixed up the blonde women. They all look the same to me on these videos. Are they different or are they the same? They might be different. I don't really know, man. Okay, so maybe I made a mistake here. Maybe this woman didn't go out and ultimate her, you know, force an ultimatum on her boyfriend or long-term relationship or whatever. And that would be great. I really hope that I'm wrong. I really hope that this woman didn't go out here and do this and get humbled. But in a lot of these situations, it seems to me like this is what these women are doing. So I've got to correct myself a little bit here. That's my bad. I got the, you know, I get these women confused, man. They, at a certain point, they all kind of look the same to me. They all kind of say the same nonsense over on TikTok, and it just kind of blends together. But giving the benefit of the doubt to this particular woman here, let's continue with the video.
Deadline, and if he doesn't do it by then, she should leave him. Fortunately, she is clever enough to not listen to their advice, and she decided to protect her relationship instead. This is the reason she told them it's not how they operate in their relationship. She would rather use another strategy to get her man to marry her, not use an ultimatum as most of them advised her. She knows it would damage her relationship, and that's why she decided to ignore what they said. This is a good reason why people should keep their private lives outside of social media, because you can easily lose your relationship just because you let outsiders give opinions on matters they have no clue about.
How old are you?
32.
Are you single?
No.
How long you had a man?
7 years.
Has he proposed yet?
Yes, we're married.
So how long in did he pop the question?
10 months.
10 months in? Do you think he did it for you, or was it just because he was ready to settle down?
I think he did it for me, because when you know, you know. And his last girlfriend, he was like, no fucking way. And then when he met me, he bought a ring.
Can I just say this, guys? How many times have you seen videos, by the way, where there are like women in long-term relationships or even marriages, and they're out here like, what is this, a club? I'm assuming, because I always see this dude doing street interviews outside of clubs and things, and this certainly looks like a club to me. I mean, why are married women alone at clubs? Can I just please ask that question for a moment? Why are all of these women who are in relationships, in marriages, and so on? I keep seeing videos of them outside of clubs, and nobody says anything about it, guys. Like, everyone's like, yeah, this is totally normal. I personally, I mean, I don't want to get married anyway. I think marriage is a terrible idea. But why the hell would you marry a woman who is still visiting clubs, by the way? Nobody mentions this. Apparently it's normal. Maybe I'm crazy. But let's wrap the video up here.
Have any kids?
Yes, 3.
How old?
4, 2, and 9 months old.
So how much does your husband have to make to take care of a family of 5?
We make over 200 combined.
I wonder what the percentages look like.
200K together. So you split the bills in your household?
Oh yeah, everything is joint.
So how much do you think you spend a month on groceries for you and the kids?
500 a month.
Alone? For 5 people?
But we live in Nebraska, so.
And how much do you pay for rent?
Our mortgage is $3,500.
So would you say that you have a free lifestyle where you're able to travel and have fun?
We live comfortably and pay all our bills comfortably, but not unless it's like really planned out, because a $3,500 mortgage and $500 in groceries and daycare and all that stuff needs to be like accounted for.
As we can see, it took her man 10 months to be ready to marry her, and I bet there wasn't a need for an ultimatum. She said it herself, his previous partner didn't get it from him, even though they had been together for a long time.
Yeah, see, my thing is, man, is why are you marrying club women anyway? I don't know. I don't like the situation. This always smells awfully fishy to me, guys. I get the, my red flag indicators are going off here when I see these sorts of videos. But we are going to be leaving that there. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Have you guys ever been in similar situations where women have tried to demand certain levels of commitment out of you? What exactly happened? I'd be interested to hear down below. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.